friends! Today we are working on Chapter 6, Lesson 3. In this lesson we are talking about dividing by 2. And this is a really fun one and I will tell you why in a minute. So first of all, let's do a problem. Javier and Alexis share an apple equally. If there are 8 slices, how many slices will each of them get? Now using my problem solving strategy, I need to know what facts I already know. I know that Javier and Alexis are sharing an apple. That's 2 people sharing an apple. And there's 8 slices. So I know that I'm going to have to divide my 8 slices into 2 different groups for the 2 different people. And then find out how many slices each of them are going to get. So I'm going to take my 2 people, Javier and Alexis, and now I'm going to take my 8 slices and divide them equally into 2 different groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that 8 slices divided by 2 people is going to be 4 slices each. Now the fun thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is that when you divide by 2, whenever you are dividing by 2, you can use a strategy. You can use equal groups or repeated subtraction on a number line or stacked repeated subtraction, or you can use fact families and find out what times 2 equals 8. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But a fun strategy you can use when you are dividing by 2 is you can take your biggest number and just cut it in half. You are taking your 8 slices, if we had 8 slices total, and you're just cutting it in half to find out how many slices each person gets. So let's use this strategy on another one. Max divided his collection of 12 feathers into 2 different groups. I know he has 12 feathers total. He's dividing them into 2 different groups. We want to find out how many feathers are in each group. So we're finding the unknown. So I'm going to take my 12 feathers and I'm going to think about it. What's half of 12? I know half of 12 is 6. So if I knew what half of 12 was, I could just say 12 divided by 2 is 6. Voila. I could also use something like repeated subtraction. I could say 12, I'm going to take a 2 away each time because I'm visualizing putting 2 feathers in a group at a time instead of 1 by 1. Or 1 feather in each group at the same time. So I could say 12 minus 2 is 10, 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, and 2 minus 2 is 0. And I did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. What do you know? The other thing we're going to talk about today is how we can write a division problem in a different way. So this may look kind of funny, but all it's saying is you have your total, your biggest number. 12 divided by 2 equals what? So if I wanted to write out this division problem in our new fancy way, I could say I know that 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 goes down into 12 2 different times. So let's practice that. This is how you read the problem. 4 divided by 2 equals what? So I know that 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, put into 2 different groups or split in half, I'm going to have 2 in each group. Half of 4 is 2. So I'm going to have 2 in each group. Now it's asking us to also write a related multiplication fact here. We have our 3 numbers, or our fact family. So I can say 2 times 2 equals 4. Now let's look at this one. 10 divided by 2. Now I want you to stop and think, what's half of 10? It's 5. Let's double check and see if we have 5 stars in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know 10 divided by 2 is 5. And a related multiplication fact would be 5 times 2 equals 10. I'm just rearranging those numbers so that we're looking at it in a different way. Instead of taking our whole and breaking it apart and figuring out how many stars are in each group, I'm doing the opposite, and I am putting things together. I'm putting 5 stars into 2 different groups, and I'm figuring out how many stars I have altogether. So let's talk about this last one. Again, I want you to stop and think. What's half of 6? If you are saying 3, you are spot on. I have 3 hearts in each group. Now, I'm going to write my related multiplication fact. I know that 3 times 2 equals 6. So that is dividing by 6, or dividing by 2. Ooh, that is all dividing by 2 is. You're thinking about your number, you're thinking about what half of it is, and that's your answer. It's a pretty fun strategy to use. And if you're unsure or you have a wonky number like 32 and you don't know what half of 32 is, you can always use these different strategies, like equal groups or repeated subtraction, to help you find that answer. Or you can think about your related multiplication fact to help you